It's Monday, July 3rd, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. A double homicide at Wilkinson Road, St. George, pushes Barbados' murder toll to 17. Dead are 80-year-old Vincent Robinson and 49-year-old Tony Singh, a Guyanese national. Robinson's daughter discovered his lifeless body lying in a pool of blood around 10 a.m. yesterday, while Singh was also found on the premises. Both men had several chop wounds about their bodies. Robinson is the owner of Prerogative House, which caters to weddings and family events. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Roland Cobbler said the murders occurred sometime between Saturday night and early Sunday morning. A crowd gathered near the scene as the news of the murders spread, sending shockwaves through the St. George community, among them Barbados Labour Party MP for the area, Dwight Sutherland.
We have lost a man of the people, a community man, someone, a God-fearing man also. But what bothers me is the state of affairs that continues to affect the citizens of this country. Violence has become pervasive throughout this entire country. And I am calling on the government and also the opposition to unite in the fight against violence in this country. Gone are the days when we grew up in our 20s, when Barbados was seen as a safe place to travel, a safe place to reside, and now look, we have people going into the homes of decent citizens and murdering them. And I think this requires a joint effort, not just government, and I must say that. The opposition, we must join with the government once given the opportunity to sit down and come up with ways whereby we can support our police force and the defense force.
Police are asking anyone with information that can assist with their investigations to contact Police Emergency at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477, or the nearest police station. In other news, the Fair Trading Commission turns down a bid by the Sol Group to purchase the Barbados National Terminal Company Limited. The bid was rejected in a preliminary ruling dated June 14. Under the agreement signed back in January, the Barbados National Oil Company Limited, which owns BNTCL, would continue to source, import, own, and distribute gasoline, diesel, and fuel to all local marketers. But the FTC has prohibited the proposed transaction, deeming portions of the January 31 application essentially unlawful, particularly the controversial 15-year moratorium on construction of new terminal facilities or new import depots. The FTC also rejected Sol's call for a 32% pre-sale increase in fees at the facility. He's still crunching the numbers of the recent budget, but former Central Bank Governor Dr. DeLisle Worrell says there is no need for doom and gloom. Speaking to reporters following a public forum on the economy over the weekend, Worrell said he had deliberately withheld comment on the May 30 package presented by Finance Minister Chris Sinclair. However, he believes the country will come out of its current economic rut despite being saddled with a government that is underperforming.
I'm working the numbers, and when I've finished that exercise, then I will share with you a projection for where I see the economy is going in the near-term future and in the longer-term future, the impact that the budget is likely to have on those projections, and what more needs to be done in order to achieve the wonderful potential that we have in this country. There is no need for doom and gloom. We have the talents, we have the energy, and we have the competitiveness to take ourselves to the next level. It will happen even if we are saddled with a government that is underperforming, and a public service. It's not just at a political level, but the public service in general. Higher levels of efficiency are required.
Dr. Worrell made it clear, however, that government's increased taxation is putting a strain on Barbadians.
And our government is not efficiently providing the public services that we depend upon. Our roads are not being fixed, our educational system is failing in critical areas, our health services are not adequately supplied. And the government is costing us too much. We are every 30 cents of every dollar that the Barbadian earns goes in taxes to the government through all the various taxes that we pay. 30 cents. So you only have 70 cents to yourself. And of that 30 cents, they still can't make the government run.
President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Eddie Abed, says he expects consumers to be more careful in their spending now that the National Social Responsibility Levy has been increased. The tax, which was introduced last September, has been raised from 2% to 10% as part of government's austerity measures. Abed told Barbados Today retailers are likely to absorb some of the increases in a bid to sell their goods as consumers watch their spending even more closely.
Without having wage increases, the cost of living will most definitely go up, and the average person's pay packet is not going to be able to stretch as far as it did prior to July 1st. What we expect to see as time goes on is that the consumers will be extremely picky with regards to what they can buy. At the top of the list, obviously, is food, then petrol for their cars, utilities, and then disposable income. Whatever is left then will go to the consumer deciding what they ultimately need that particular month. I will caution that this will reduce activity, and by extension, it will put pressure on private sector companies to look at their expenses.
A senior government official criticizes public service managers for not showing interest in the well-being of employees. And Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labour, Yolan Howard, is appealing to those members to change their attitudes. She made the comments in an address to an installation ceremony for directors of the Barbados Association of Office Professionals at Tamarind Hotel over the weekend.
We are still seeing within Barbados some managers who seem not to remember that there is need for caring in the workplace. This next step, you want to know why? This ties in nicely with the need for continuous feedback and communication. Managers should know their employees well and be ready to give them an ear and provide support, whether that worker is experiencing a challenge which is personal or professional. Managers who take the time to be mindful of their workers' challenges and who demonstrate that they care for and value their employees are the ones who earn the respect and loyalty of those employees. It seems as if something that we should know in Barbados so well because we've always been brought up with this caring attitude.
In sports, West Indies beat India by 11 runs in the fourth one-day international. Playing in Antigua on Sunday, the Windies posted just 189 for 9 after winning the toss and choosing to bat. They then dismissed the tourists for 178 in 49.4 overs, with Jason Holder finishing with figures of 5 for 27. India lead the series 2-1 with the fifth and final match to come at Kensington, Jamaica on Thursday. Now, not so good news for the women's side. They suffered a new low on Sunday when they collapsed to 48 all out in a 10-wicket defeat by South Africa in their Women's World Cup campaign. The reigning World 2020 champions, who've now lost all 3 of their group matches so far this tournament, posted the 6th lowest completed one-day international total in women's cricket.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I can't how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper is selling. This must now stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun. But when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You're going to call that Sunset News. Call at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados today online for free. I can't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, You got to raise pigs. How much for the yam?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me
How much you want?
a pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors, Pope Francis wants officials in Venezuela to find a democratic solution to the problems facing the country. The Pope's call for the violence to end came just 2 days after 4 more protesters died, bringing the death toll to 89. No official details were provided as to what led to the latest deaths, which occurred last Friday, although an opposition member of Venezuela's legislature said the victims, who ranged from age 20 to 49, died by gunfire. It's now 3 months since the opposition began its protests demanding the president, Nicolas Maduro, step down. On the international front, operations at Gatwick Airport resumed on Sunday night after the runway was closed for 2 brief periods due to a drone. According to an airport spokesman, the drone that was sighted flying close to the airport led to the closure of the runway and forced 5 flights to be diverted. EasyJet said 4 of its flights were diverted while a British Airways plane was sent to another airport. Other flights were also forced to circle the airport as a precaution. Sussex police are now investigating the incident. And on that note, we come to the end of our news and sports update. But there is more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you can tune into Mix 96.9 FM for the very latest. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.